Let's jump into this first story from Newsweek. Joe Biden's New World Order comment jumped on by conspiracy theorists. Let's just read a bit about what Joe Biden said. He said, as one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day. Okay, can I just pause for a second?
Oh gosh, that is not what he said.
No.
It's right there. The top military people in the secure meeting about the New World Order.
But I also
He's just talking to Hunter.
I want to point out the two crazy things. They're
they said it was secure.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy theory, and Biden literally prefaced this
Also,
by
he
saying
said it.
top military people in our secure meeting said it. But also, why is Biden spilling secure meeting details to the
Good
public
stuff.
like in a rambly? I just imagine that as he's talking, there's like Kamala is just like. And then you've got like Jen Psaki, and they're going, no, stop.
No.
Anyway, he said,
It's like, we've discussed the new ways to assassinate Vladimir Putin. Personalized bioweapon, you see. We've got
And
a copy of his
Hillary was
DNA
there.
on the shelf.
Hillary was there, and she said, can't we just drone this guy?
Oh my gosh.
All right, hold on. Here's the quote. Here's what Biden said. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day,
my.
60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we've established a liberal world order. And that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it, and we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. They then go on to say several people online took Biden using the phrase New World Order to confirm the existence of the aforementioned conspiracy theory. Here's what they do. Here's what the media is doing. Powerful world leaders like Clinton, George H.W. Bush, even Hillary Clinton, they've all said there will be a new world order. Now, for most people, they think that means there's going to be a global system, a judicial system or legal system, because the Council on Foreign Relations publicly states that's what their intention is with the liberal world order. They said after World War II, to prevent war, various, powerful institutions came together and created, international organizations and treaties to prevent this from ever happening again. And now there's going to be a new version of that. That's it. That's all it means. So the media will push the most insane and absurd version of the conspiracy so they can try and discredit what Joe Biden just outright said, that in a secure meeting, he was told this.
But I think there's also, and it's, to go back to the headline of the show tonight, there's something even deeper that Biden is getting at, because it's not just that he's talking about setting up a new version of the world order. He's essentially describing the fourth turning. So that means the president of the United States just came out and said that he was briefed by the top levels of our military that we are in a fourth turning. Is that not what he just said?
That's exactly.
Yep.
Look, he didn't say literally the fourth turning, but you're right.
That's
the
essentially
essence is
what
there.
he's getting at, right?
So the only
So
conclusion.
clearly they're reading some Strauss-Howe, and this
He
is...
said four generations, I
No.
believe.
That's too much. It's obvious they're watching Timcast Star.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think they actually, some people at the White House are, because when we were watching Biden's campaign speech, it was a State of the Union, but he didn't really give a State of the Union. I called it a campaign speech.
Right.
We were like, why are they so tight on Biden? And then they pulled out the camera.
No.
Well,
And they're like, I think they're watching. And then they went back in on his face. I'm like, thanks, guys.
Well, this is an administration that is literally working right now on a global minimum corporate tax, right? And so it's not as though there's something very literal happening when you say new world order. And that's why the conversation about a new world order is immensely frustrating, because there's a literal meaning to the term new world order that has been explicit among global leaders for forever. And every once in a while they slip up and say a buzzword that's associated with conspiracy theories. But that's what's frustrating about the dismissal of this as a conspiracy theory, is that, like, listen, we have an IMF. We have a World Bank. We have a United Nations. We're working on a global minimum tax right now. This stuff is pretty much out in the open. And when you have a slip from the President of the United States like this, even from an administration that would avoid sort of veering into that territory, it's extremely telling. And it's not even as though, to the point about a fourth turning, that's not even in the Biden consciousness. He's just talking about what his job is, which is to be friends with Boris Johnson and Angela Merkel and all of these people, and to have control at their fingertips.
Well, I think it's both.
quick.
I do think it's both, though, because he talks about the 60 million dying and that it's this cycle that happens every 3 to 4 generations. So the preface of it is where he's talking about the fourth turning, and that this leads to setting up a new version of that.
Someone
but they always
who-
have to say rules-based order, so they can't say New World Order.
Who wants to read what website that is? What organization that website is?
I'll do
The
it.
World Economic Forum.
It's the World Economic Forum.
Alright, so
Oh,
we said it.
wow.
Can you pull up the article?
Yeah, here we go.
So it's from the World Economic Forum. Who wants
Oh
to read?
my.
Who wants to read the title?
136 countries have agreed to a global minimum tax rate. Here's what it means.
That's a great
Okay.
voice, Jack. I like that.
So the World Economic Forum is citing Reuters, but clearly, the reason I pull this up is the World Economic Forum is very much interested in a lot of this global policy, new world order stuff. The Council on Foreign, you know what? Let me do this. Let's read a little bit here. They said the countries behind the global minimum tax rate together account for over 90% of the global economy. So that is to say, 90% of the global economy are agreeing to a global corporate minimum tax rate.
Which means they're agreeing to the infrastructure to support and enforce a global minimum tax rate. So it's
Yep.
not just that you can make this argument that, like, listen, if we were all on an even playing field, things would make more sense economically. No, they're creating an infrastructure to enforce a global minimum tax rate.
Right. Now check this out. This is the Council on Foreign Relations website. NewsGuard certified, 100 out of 100. Is it a conspiracy theory when the Council on Foreign Relations says, what is the liberal world order? And they literally say, world leaders created a series of international organizations and agreements to promote global cooperation on issues including security, trade, health, and monetary policy. The U.S. has championed this system known as the liberal world order for the past 75 years. During this time, the world has enjoyed unprecedented peace and prosperity. I just got to pause real quick.
Especially the
Is that
troops in Vietnam,
Peace
man.
and
They've had a
prosperity for
really
75
peaceful time in the
years.
jungle. Yeah.
Korea.
Yeah, that was also very peaceful.
The bombing of
I
Belgrade.
think kicking the doors in Iraq was very peaceful for those soldiers.
Rwanda. Peaceful Rwanda.
You know what it is? It's very Jen Psakian. It's like they're bragging about the thing they've done, but it's been an unmitigated failure across the board.
But also, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Right? It's
Right,
like they're
right,
bragging
right.
about it, but no, 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 no.